Alright, this is my Controverse Hold Void Warlock build that I'm going to be using for the Guardian games. This thing is crazy good, so I want to make sure you guys know some of the builds you can use that are at your disposal, and this is going to get you all the way up to that Grandmaster level events that you can do. The ability that Controverse Hold gives you is, first, you're going to have additional resistance. You'll see like a void shield that'll pop up around you when you're charging your grenades. And then at that point, when you use your grenade, it's going to refund you more grenade energy on grenade damage and grenade hits. So that's a really good ability. So essentially all you have to do is use your grenade and you get more grenade energy as long as you're actually being effective and being accurate with them. Now, when I use this build, I'm going to pair this whole thing with Grenade Kickstart. Grenade Kickstart is going to be able to be the main focus of my armor charge, along with Explosive Finisher. These two together with a good orb generating build can be able to keep you at full grenades automatically every single time. All you have to do is run up, use finishers, throw grenades, repeat, and then the rest of the build does the work for you. So we're looking at Powerful Attraction, which will allow me to bring orbs of light to myself where they are nearby. So it allows me to collect them very easily. Reaper, every time I use my rift, it's going to allow me to get an orb of power every time I get a weapon kill. Installation and Innervation will allow me to get more rift and grenade energy back every time I pick up an orb of power. Concussive Dampener, just to be able to reduce incoming damage. I'm using double charged up so I can get up to 5 charge stacks of charge with light. Firepower, so my grenades will create an orb of power. Ashes to Assets and Dynamo for super generation, and Harmonic Siphon to be able to use my void weapon to create orbs of power as well. Now, for the weapons I'll be using, just because of the event, I gotta go with Unstoppable and Piercing. So I have my favorite bottom dollar right here. It has Subsistence and Rampage, and I'm also pairing that with Backup Mag, which is an excellent combination because it allows me to really not have to reload much, which its biggest downfall as a weapon is its reload speed, so it kind of helps you bypass that. And I'm using Braytech Osprey or whatever it's called. I like it because it has auto-loading holster. It allows me to only pull it out when I need it, shoot it, boom, put it back. Also, Vanguard's Vindication allows me to get health back whenever it does damage and gets kills. And Chain Reaction allows me to do additional damage to extra buys, so it kind of does like this chain reaction explosion type of deal. So all of that, I'm putting it together. I'm using Cataclysm as my ultimate. It just makes sense. It's the better super because it's like one and done. It has tracking, so it's hard to miss. It does also do additional seeking damage as well. When you pair all of that with this build, you can even get even more damage out of it. So a lot of people don't understand this build, so they don't know how to get max damage. So you'll see this by the end of this one right here. So for the first aspect, I'm using Feed the Void. Feed the Void is going to allow me to get Devour active, and they just actually buffed Devour too, so it actually gets even more grenade energy back on kill, as well as I'm using Chaos Accelerant. Now you need Chaos Accelerant to even make Controverse holds work, but what I'm using with the Vortex Grenade is going to increase the size, so it allows me to hit a much wider area and do damage. It pulls targets inward towards the center of it, so that way it helps to be able to have a better accuracy without you having to do much. Do so, just land it nearby or near the group. It'll suction them into and trap them inside and make them take a lot of damage. You pair all of that with the Echo of Expulsion. Each combatant that gets defeated by Void abilities will explode, and they'll actually do more damage to each other while they're in that area. So it actually allows them to do max damage because it allows them to do like a Cataclysm type of damage inside that vortex. I'm using Echo of Undermining, which also creates Weaken, so it'll increase the damage of the expulsion as well. So those will work very well together. Echo of Harvest where defeating weakened targets creates orbs of power and avoids breaches. And I'm using Echo of Starvation as another wombo combo because when I pick up Avoid Breach or an Overpower, it grants Devour. So I have two ways to get into Devour. And I have two wombo combos here on this build that allows me to be able to do damage, explode my opponent, weaken my opponent, and turn everything I do into additional grenade energy, health, so on and so forth. And that's why this is a top tier build. That's why everything works together so well. Because all I have to do now is just throw a grenade, boom, it's going to do damage, more super energy, which makes me a very deadly combatant because I'm able to flow back and forth between my supers very quickly because I'm using 3 different ways to generate super energy. This is the most powerful Void Warlock that you're going to find. The only thing that's close, and I would say is a good rival for it, is Briar Binds. Reason why is because Briar Binds has that Void Soul that you can use and really take advantage of. So it does give you a third option. But if you don't have Briar Binds, or if you want to rock something different, this is definitely an A-class exotic build that you can use anywhere. And I don't know why or how this whole thing works because I really didn't bother myself to pay attention to how Guardian Games works exactly. But what they have on here apparently is I have some type of gold weapon empowerment and gold ability empowerment stat I keep getting. I love that. So that is inflating how many supers I'm getting. However, this build will work in any season because there's actually not even any bonuses right now in the artifact. So you can use this and it can only get stronger in other seasons whenever it pops up, as Void being the focus. But yeah, this thing goes hard, and like when you focus everything into the grenade the way I did with this build, you're able to create so much damage and be able to do it so frequently. It's amazing because with or without the boost, I would already be getting about a full grenade back anyway for doing that level of damage. So just keep that in mind. The weakening just makes it even stronger. Then you get the extra 2 orbs of light. Now you're already getting back into your next Devour, next super. And a real cool thing I noticed when I was doing my editing, it's really good to kind of retreat and throw that grenade because you can catch a whole lot of bad guys in that. You can really run up and get close range when you're using Echo Starvation because you go right back into Devour. There's a lot of good features about this, and just having Devour procced for so long, so frequently, and having boosted defense with the Void Shields. Like, this is the only version of Void that allows you to create shields like that, an external shield. The only other way you can do anything similar would be with a sword, but with your exotic, definitely not. So I think that's really cool. It just gives you an extra, little extra, I guess you could say, icing on the cake for this exotic, which is why it becomes overpowered, because you can really become very tanky. You can really become tanky, and it helps out when you're dealing with bosses or in difficult situations, like you see here. Now, I did not get close to dying except too often, because most of the time I was able to get my full health back off of the grenade or off of the orb of light that I was able to pick up, because I was able to go back into Echo Starvation and get back into my Devour. Yeah, I like this build. It's fun because all I have to do is just throw my Gojo level deep purple attacks that just turn it into a black hole that destroys everything in its wake. And it's like, even the ones that manage to survive, they're so weakened and damaged, I can usually get off a finisher, which works out for my build anyway, because I need to get finishers here and there whenever I don't have a full grenade. But in this particular case, that's working out great for me. But even if this was more difficult content, then that finisher into a grenade would be great. Right now, it's just not doing too much for me because I already have a grenade all the time. And that's one of the few features that makes it where it doesn't work. But now, it's few situations where it doesn't work is when you have a full grenade already. But with that being said, having an exotic and a build that allows you to maintain full grenades is just a matter of what else would you want to do with that slot if you want to swap out explosive kickstart. Explosive finisher, explosive finisher, and go with something else. But other than that, everything else in the build is extremely locked in. I wouldn't change a thing for any other reason whatsoever. Just that one piece was just like, I might not need this. But I think it's just because of the boost that I'm getting from this Guardian Games event. That's why I probably won't need it right now. But this is, this is the new build, man. So if you want to have an alternative warlock that you can use that's still, A tier, then here you go. Controverse holds. And these boss battles, man, this wasn't easy. Just to let you know, I soloed the strike in the new setting that they have now, and I like this because you get so much more for doing so. And mind you, this was a solo flawless, by the way. Check it, yeah, solo flawless. So get that right. I don't need no help. I beat the whole thing by myself, no problem, no questions asked. I don't need backup. But thank you for watching. That's your boy, Black Mike, with a banger video. Now, I'll probably do the next video. You guys let me know what you want in the comments. What type of build you want to see. Any exotics you had in mind. Until next time, holla at your boy.